What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Mid Card Mafia podcast, where we may be mid on the card, but we are main event at heart. I'm your host today, Big Mike, joined as always by Rococo, Haley, not joined, not shocked, Melvin Martinez and Nate Dickinson. Okay, let's just get that out there. We love to start this podcast with a shout out of the week. And I'm going to go ahead and give mine real quick, Rococo. I don't know if you got one. If you do, you can just hop in after me. But I want to give actually, I have two shout outs. One heel, one face. How's that?
Sounds
sound?
good.
Is that fair? Let's start with the hill of the week. Hill of the past 2 weeks. My boy Nate Dickinson. Okay. If y'all didn't listen to the last podcast, me and Nate went at it. Okay. Try to call me out. I pulled the sun card on him. He told me that if he was wrong, he would apologize. This man ain't apologized for his Brock Lesnar take where he was dead wrong. And if you want to know, go listen to the 2 weeks ago. Okay, it's the last one. We haven't filmed in a week. Go listen to that. Nate, you owe me an apology, and I'm waiting for it. Because he said if I was wrong, he wanted a 500-word apology. Remember that, Rococo?
Yes, I do.
We ain't heard a peep from this man, not even in the text. You know, we obviously got a group text, the four of us. Ain't heard a peep from this man. Don't know what he's doing. He's killing his fish. Rumors have it that he's in the Pokemon world now.
Dang.
So he's in everything but apologizing and being in the WWE. My face of the week. All right. I want to give a shout out to a man that has nothing to do with the mid-card mafia, Rococo. He has nothing to do with wrestling at all. This man probably doesn't watch wrestling. This man is Dr. Shin. And for those who don't know who Dr. Shin is, he's a world-renowned hand surgeon. Okay.
Oh, wow.
He's done hand surgeries on Jalen Williams for the Thunder. He's done hand surgeries on people like Jared Goff, but more importantly, in this moment, he did the hand surgery on the OU quarterback, John Mateer. Now, I'm a big Sooner fan, Boomer Sooner. This week, it's OU Texas. I want to say Boomer, horns down, let's go. Reports are, he broke his thumb a couple of weeks ago. He went and saw Dr. Shin, the best hand surgeon in all of the world, from what I'm being told. And if John Mateer is back this week to play against Texas, if he leads the Sooners to win over the Shorthorns, put a statue of Dr. Shin in Heisman Park in Norman, Oklahoma, okay? I want to give a shout out to my man, Dr. Shin, Boomer Sooner. Let's go. Let's talk some wrestling. Rococo, you got any shout outs?
That's great. I want to give a shout out to the WWE promo package people. The promo packages for Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes have been amazing. It makes it really seem like they planned this from the very beginning, which they didn't, but it just happened to work and the story works well. So I got a little slack. I give them the flowers. It looks good.
Okay. There we go. This, Rococo, it's just me and you. And this podcast who knows, this may be a shorter pod with just me and you. This may go on for a while. But one thing I do want to talk about real quick, Rococo, is this. Does it feel like to you WWE is really repetitive right now with Raw and SmackDown?
Yes. In small vacuums, yes. The beginning, the middle, and the end, definitely.
I feel like we see the same card each and every week. It's the same thing. Predictable. I did some research. Coco. I like stats, especially when I'm about to prove a multi-million-dollar corporation wrong in the sense of repetitiveness. So I had to do some research. What can you guess what has been the most repetitive feud since WrestleMania? We're not even a year in. Think about this. We're not even a year into this. This isn't even a full calendar year. So I'm going from Mania till now. Who do you think has interacted and wrestled the most? Not even wrestling. interactions,
Okay, interactions in general.
promos
Shoot, that
in
changes things.
general. Because we're talking about repetitive, how it's the
Yeah.
same thing over and over. So I went and looked up some stats to prove where I'm coming from because it is the same thing over and over again. So who do you think is the most like the two people at it the most?
Okay, whatever you said in general. Well, before you had specified it, my mind first went to Laura Valkyria and Raquel Rodriguez from the beginning
Okay.
of their tag team match up until this day to where Lyra's solving her feud with the Judgment Day. That back and forth has been going on for forever. But that's not the case. The easiest answer is the Seth Rollins CM Punk. Or
Mm,
Seth Rollins, well, CM Punk division, all of that.
wow. Okay. You ready to get into this? I have a list.
Yeah, let's go
You
crazy.
ready? Okay. The number one, this is matches and interactions since WrestleMania 41. Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget about SmackDown. Of course. They've cheesed that
Okay.
from the very beginning.
6 times. At least 6 matches, bro. And I think this, what I've looked up, leans more towards matches than like, you know, promos cutting back,
Mhm.
maybe a couple promos, but nothing backstage. This doesn't count anything because I couldn't find the research to prove that, but we know there's more than that. Okay, then it's a tie for second place with Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre at 5 and Roxanne Perez in the Judgment Day. Okay, this was before, you know, it just says Roxanne Perez, Judgment Day members as a collective.
Okay.
So I think the confusion there is going to be Lyra. I think this is a typo on this
Mhm.
end because you mentioned it. That's Lyra in the Judgment Day, not Roxanne, because she is in the Judgment Day. Okay, so you have Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton at 6, Randy and Drew at 5, Lyra in Judgment Day, Roxanne and Raquel at 5. At 4, once again, these are matches and in-ring promos. This does not count backstage stuff. At 4, you have Rhea Ripley, Io Sky. Now it's more that they're a tag team.
Mhm.
So this is like 1v1. Drew McIntyre and CM Punk at 4. CM Punk and Seth Rollins at 4. More now because of what they just did. This is single stuff. And then you have LA Knight and the Bloodline. And so you have 4, you have probably if you're counting all the Bloodline members, okay, as a collective, Jay, Jimmy, Solo, all those dudes, 4-time LA Knight's going against a Bloodline member, Punk and Rollins 4, Drew and Punk 4, Rhea and Io 4, head versus head. That's a month's worth, bro.
It is.
And that's not even like each week. Some of these are like a one-off. So no wonder this feels, especially Tiffany and Nia, if they're doing every other week, bro, or like every 2 weeks, no wonder people feel like we're watching the same show. Okay, then obviously, you know, it's the most is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I won't really go into the ones, but I'll do the threes because there's a lot of threes. Punk and Roman, Seth and Roman, AJ and Dom, which that felt like forever. That's in ring. That's not all the backstage stuff. Dom and Dragon Lee, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. And then you have Drew and Cody at 2, which I was shocked by. And then you have CM Punk and Jey Uso, LA Knight and Punk, Dom and Penta at 2. And then they're on here as Dom and Finn at 2. So, for those who say you're watching the same show each and every week, especially on Raw, yeah, 100%. And can we talk about how you haven't even seen the Judgment Day defend their tag champion since July 28th?
It's been a long time.
What do you think the reason for this repetitiveness is, okay? Because I have 2 thoughts. I want to start with your opinion. What do you think?
Well, we've always said it. Lack of building talent, and
Yeah,
they're playing things extremely, extremely safe. That's it. They put the
yeah.
people that they know they can trust with the people that they know they can trust, and they're not willing to shift out of that. So this person and this person will continue going at it. and then we'll do a slight shift, and then these two people continue going at it. Same circle, just different
Yep.
duos.
So here's what doesn't make sense to me with the WWE. I agree with you 100%. Okay. And I'm going to, his name went blank, so I apologize. But Rokoko, I know you're going to know who I'm talking about. Got called up from NXT, high flyer, U.S. Open challenge against Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
Remind me, what's his name again? You know what
Javon
I'm talking
Evans.
about?
Javon Evans, yeah.
Why are they sending that dude back to NXT?
To bring
Why?
eyes to the NXT brand.
Enough eyes are on it, though, bro.
They're
That's
trying
the
to play the
best show
middle
right now.
They're trying to play the middle of it. So they said, you want to see more Javon? Come back over here towards NXT and watch him face off against TNA. And this amazing thing that's coming up. It's plans.
It's on right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a guy like Javon Evans, back-to-back weeks, just put on banger matches. I'll tip my cap to Sami Zayn. That match with him, too, was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. That dude needs to be on the main roster. He has to. So that's really what I just wanted just to get out there briefly and just share. Obviously, I'm still two things. Where's AJ Lee?
Yeah. Up and disappeared. Got her back and skedaddled.
Yep. Hopefully she's learning how to cut a promo and wrestle.
It's wild this past Raw missed out on a lot of people. I was thinking about Stephanie Vaquer. If we saw her, I don't think we did, though. I don't think Stephanie pulled up at all. Nikki Bella was also missing from this last Raw. A lot of people that they could be using, could be pushing stories with, they decide not to.
What's crazy is that this is a time where it's like, what's considered the dead zone of wrestling?
No.
Normally people say summer, but it feels like it's now.
Right now.
It's been prolonged, bro. It's been since Mania until now. What are they going to do? I mean, we have a wrestling pod, bro, and I'm going to be honest with you. I've considered watching The Competitor. I'm being dead honest. I'm being so serious. I've considered tuning into AEW just to see if it's, and maybe they have repetitive storylines. They got Andrade over there, what I'm saying?
Man, flip back and forth.
Flipping back and forth. But I'm so sick of the repetitiveness that I'll go watch AEW for a couple weeks just to feel like I'm watching something different. I mean, I'm being so serious.
I mean, you do what you gotta do.
I guess so. We'll see. But I'll be hard pressed to find if there's someone out there who could tell me that WWE is entertaining right now. Put it in the comments. Come after me.
Okay.
Do it. I
believe WWE is entertaining? Yes, I do. Looking back at last week's Raw, well, not yet. It was yesterday. Yesterday's Raw. There was a lot of good things. You always find the positives. Going back real quick to us talking about the repetitiveness of WWE as a whole. The thing is, for me, you can be repetitive, have things that are similar from week to week, but the second that I forget about you, you've gone way too far. You're now in the lost zone. So whenever you ask me to bring up rivalries, Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax, we've talked about week upon week upon week, to the point where whenever they're on my screen, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Mentally, whenever I look at the reviews, whenever I've gone through what happened past on SmackDown, it doesn't matter to me. I feel nothing, so my brain doesn't remember them. And as long as it evokes emotion out of me, even the repetitive scenes, like some people would call the stuff that happened yesterday on Raw between CM Punk, LA Knight, and the Usos repetitive. Because we've seen them face off, we've seen them jaw back and forth before. But because it was different, because we're still breaking down characters, we're building towards something much, much greater. So, repetitiveness has its spot, but also there is a build. And if we don't have vision with the things that we're doing, then it goes to that repetitive box. If there's obvious places we're going, it goes into a build. So, the Jey Uso situation, with him slowly turning, with him not yeeting as much, with him building up rage, week by week by week, that is a build. Whenever you look at Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax, it's the exact same thing with, of course, no endpoint. Because we hit Crown Jewel, what's Nia Jax doing now? Nothing. And then Tiffany Stratton's going to lose. So, and then what? You got to move into Jade
Yeah.
Cargill, but still, that's repetitive because we've seen it before.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see where they go. I just wish I wish something would change. I really do. And I don't have the ratings right now, but it just
It's going down.
going down.
That's why they brought Roman Reigns back so quick. They know he gets eyes on it. That's why they
He
started
does.
with Roman Reigns. It's back to the people that they believe in.
Needle mover. All right, let's break down Crown Jewel. That's going to be the majority of our pod today. So let's get it. Let's get into it. We'll start off with let's go with tag match first. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors. Who wins? What happens? What's next for them?
Rhea Ripley and Io Sky walk away with the victory.
Yep.
I think all in all, Rhea didn't even pull up yesterday again on Raw. Rhea Ripley wasn't there either. Io Sky got worked. Didn't see her at all.
Did.
So
Took
that's
a
weird.
Big bump too. See that bump she took?
The one of the apron,
Yeah,
yackle.
Not the neck. Jeez, Kairi Sane.
But I see this match going as I'm trying to think about the hot tag because these tag matches always lead to the hot one and who's going to get it. I really do believe that Rhea's going to start off on the edge and Io's going to think she can do it. She's going to think, you know what, this is the moment I can take them on. And then after a few minutes, the beatdown is going to begin. And emotionally, she can't take it just yet. Then she tags in Rhea to help clean up. Rhea cleans up. Then they celebrate. And that's it. From this point on.
Okay.
Huh? Were you going to say something?
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
From this point on, that's rough. That's where it gets rough. Because story-wise, if you want to keep things going, you have the Kabuki Warriors win. And then you have Asuka. And the same way, let's do a... Okay, there's what I did. That's idea number one. Idea number two is Io still isn't ready yet. Io still isn't ready. She leaves. Then it's Rhea versus Asuka and Kairi Sane in a 2v1.
Yeah.
And then Rhea loses after getting jumped. I'm talking like they maul her. They beat her down for 5 minutes. And then they pin. So that way Rhea doesn't look weak. Then you take Asuka and you have her face against Stephanie Vaquer. That builds up a solid challenger. Somebody that got hands against Stephanie adds to her reign. And then you have Rhea and Io build back up and then try to take them down later.
Okay. You and I have two different theories of where you go after this.
Good.
I think Rhea and Io win. I'm with you on that one. But I think what happens is you have the hot tag will be Io. She'll come in and I think she pins Asuka.
Okay.
I think it sets up a feud with Asuka and Io moving forward to set up Rhea and Stephanie. That's what it's going to be ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I think happens. So we'll see. Time will tell. It'll be interesting. But I think Io and Asuka is definitely the future feud. 100%.
So Kairi Sane, where do you think she falls within all this?
I think she's just going to be the little corner girl. Which is, I mean, she's got talent, but there's really nowhere for her, anything for her to do besides that. Unless they go get the tag belts, but
she needs to break up on her own.
I mean,
I remember whenever she first returned back, and I was like, is that Kairi Sane? Because I didn't watch NXT or anything like that. So whenever she returned, she had attacked Raquel way back when. And I was so surprised she came back. And then she's just been kind of here doing stuff.
So that's what I think happens. All right, we can move on to, let's do the Australian street fight. Roman versus Bronson Reed, which we've already seen. It feels like a lot.
Yeah.
And I want to say this. There's so much potential for this street fight, but what they're going to say is a street fight is they're going to put, an Outback Steakhouse logo somewhere. I mean, look what they just did with Clash in Paris.
That one got me. That was good.
You know what I'm saying? They're going to do something stupid like that. Put a grill in.
Is that a dingo? What?
Okay. I mean, does Roman win again?
Yes. He has to.
I agree.
He's Roman Reigns.
Yep.
And if you let Bronson Reed pin him, we'll never hear the end of it. Or Braun Breaker Once again, I don't
Yeah.
think he was on Raw
Yeah.
either. So you have that match go back and
No,
forth.
he was because Seth. Remember Paul
In the
Heyman
backstage
in
segment,
the back?
that don't
Yeah,
count.
Paul Heyman was all like, "Don't let him go." Like they pretty much let him jump Seth. You know, so
That don't count.
he
That's
didn't let
fake.
he didn't let the bronze go. That was wild, bro. So
So
yeah, he was there, but
I definitely see him pulling up during
yeah,
that match as well. And then the Usos, they don't have a spot on the card, so I feel like you
could be it.
add them
Street
into
fight.
it too, and then that builds towards the Survivor Series. That's
Yeah,
the next pay per view. Or do
I
you?
believe. Yep, November.
That's the move.
It's in November. Yeah, I agree 100% with you. Lots of run-ins, lots of interaction, all that good stuff. So let's go to John Cena versus AJ Styles, and I just want to say the way they're writing John Cena, I wouldn't be shocked if AJ Styles wins this match.
I want him to. I want
You want
AJ to
AJ to
win.
win?
Yes.
Why?
Okay. Back to this episode of Raw. AJ said, "This story ain't got no build. It don't need a build." Yes, it does. It does. It's been 10 years. But the thing is, John Cena's story comes to an end at the end of the year.
Yeah,
That's a rough reality for us. AJ Styles still has more in the tank. He really does. And AJ hasn't had that opportunity to have a serious wrestling match in a while and have a serious win in a while. We want to talk about his previous feud. It was with Dominic Mysterio, which you talked about. He's a meme. We like the fun. We like to have fun. Yay, Dominic Mysterio's champion. This is the time for them to get serious. Put on another 30-minute banger of a match. And then John Cena, to me, always hits hard as a character whenever he is the underdog, whenever he has to overcome. So John Cena takes a loss to Brock Lesnar quickly. Then he has a long match with AJ Styles and still can't get the job done. This creates so much more of a build for his next match. Can John get it done? And then once he does get it done, we can celebrate so much more. And then AJ Styles can take this win, hopefully elevate. I'm tired of seeing him go for the Intercontinental. So take that jump up. Let's see AJ Styles versus LA Knight. AJ Styles versus CM Punk. All these matches that we could have had for years, we're in the position to have, but we're deciding not to.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just nothing will surprise me with Triple H. Nothing will.
Was that one WrestleMania match between AJ and Shinsuke that ended in a low blow? Stuff like that.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
All right, next we're going to move to let's do the women's. Stephanie versus Tiff.
This one is
Where do
interesting.
you see next move for Tiffany? We've talked about Stephanie, but what's next for Tiffany after this?
I really feel like she's undefeated this year, right? Close enough to it. Tiffany Stratton is.
Yep.
Going up against Stephanie Vacquer. That's a rough match to book. It really is. And we talked about how things are so repetitive. I understand WWE's mindset of you don't want to have Tiffany lose clean, especially with the undefeated streak, with her being booked as strong as she is. So what's the easiest play? They can call back in Nia Jax. I don't want that. Please, have mercy. But it's an easy play. And Io Sky is different because she got picked up instantly and put into something else that we're like, oh, okay, we still love Io. If Tiffany Stratton loses, there's nowhere for her to go. Except for to the mid card. Or go just leave our screens. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you think she can walk around and keep that exact same energy? People are already wanting Tiffany to lose the belt. So if she loses on top of that, she needs to just give it away. Which she's not going to do. She has to lose to Jade Cargill. But it's going to be a rough week upon weeks for Tiffany afterwards.
Sure. Here's how I view this. I don't see how Stephanie Vacquer loses this.
She can't.
A new champion, the way they're writing her. I mean, especially you're trying to get her up to a Rhea level. She got to win this. Plus, did Tiff win it last year?
That's a great question. I don't remember.
I think she did.
You remember what the match was? It was Liv Morgan and Nia Jax, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was Liv.
And Nia Jax,
yep.
she's back. Leave me alone.
It was Liv. Okay. So I think Steph wins this. What's next for Steph after this? Like I mentioned, to me, it's Rhea Ripley. For Tiffany, here's what I think WWE should do. We're seeing the crowd. Clearly, WWE wants her to be over. She's champion. She's been champion this long. Got so much screen time. They want her to be over. In a moment, she has been. She's lost. She's losing that though. They need to pump her up as arrogant, kind of make her turn heel a little bit. She loses the belt. Then she loses, man, I don't know who I am. She doesn't have confidence anymore. She goes back to the one chasing it. Maybe she takes a couple of L's and it feels like she's back. And then bam. Think of that. Think of when she won Money in the Bank, bro. That was alive for her. The crowd was going crazy. We need to ball that up again. Capture a moment like that with Tiffy. She can do it. But the whole it's Tiffy time gimmick, I can't stand it, just to be honest with you. It drives me nuts. It's like Barbie thing. Like, put her someone. That's why I like Liv, to be honest. Because even when Liv's at the top, she's someone who seems like she's hungry and is chasing it. It would do anything to protect it. And Tiffany Stratton's character feels like entitlement versus like hustle.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that's who she is in real life, but it's what her character feels like to me. And you lose the average person with that mindset. She's not a face, she ain't a heel, bro. Like, what is she? Pick one and like let her be that. It just feels like naturally she'd be a really good heel. So think of before she won against Nia Jax. Perfect example, bro. She was on the fence, on edge, and then she finally cashed in against the big bad wolf. Crowd goes crazy. And now people just don't care. And that's just the reality. When someone retains as long as she has and has looked dominant, people will stop caring.
Depending on the reign, but like we've said, it's been the same thing consistently. I feel like Crown Jewel will be a great showing for. Traditionally, the Australian crowd has treated Tiffany real nice. Thinking back to her Elimination Chamber match, this was a year or so ago. Whenever she came out, she was still new on the roster, but the crowd exploded like they knew her for a long, long time.
Yeah.
So, despite the lackluster build, I feel like the crowd is going to add a lot to that match, into the stakes of that match as well. It'll be a fun one.
What are you going to do if what if the crowd doesn't receive her well? That's a sign right there.
It is.
These overseas crowds, they normally say what people think.
Depending on where you are.
And
What's
true.
because
people love Sami Zayn and Saudi, so
that's true. Think back to the way they booed Bianca during the WrestleMania build. I understand within that one you needed somebody to boo, but that's not completely true because coming with this upcoming match, if they have to choose, they're going to choose Stephanie, but everything's going to start off cheers. That's going to be interesting. Because we've talked about this before on the previous pod, how Stephanie wrestles like a heel, but Tiffany has more of a heel character. She does. In their match, I don't know. That's compelling. I like that idea of who can be the worst person that we can still cheer. After talking about it, I'm excited. What's happening Saturday? I might need to check this out.
So, all right, here's the last one, and then I want to ask you what match of the night's going to be. Men's Crown Jewel match, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins. Who cares?
Whoa.
Anything with Cody Rhodes in it right now, who cares? It's going to be good. I'm just going to say who I think is going to win. It has to be Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins has to win this match for the storyline and the vision. I don't see Cody Rhodes winning this, but I wouldn't be shocked if they let Cody Rhodes win it because for some reason, Triple H owes his life to Cody Rhodes. And I don't really know what's going on right now with this. But I'm losing my voice just thinking about it.
Yeah.
So
it makes sense. Seth Rollins winning. One thing I don't like about WWE is whenever they have these really good stories, They try too hard to show us the truth. Like, you know how Paul Heyman says this is not a prediction, it's a spoiler? They'll show us spoilers. I don't want that. I want each side to be balanced to where I have no idea who's going to win. Like, for example, before his face turn, John Cena and Cody Rhodes. The build to that match, you could go either way. We've talked about this previously with the Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes. There are builds where either guy could win, and you could see, I see both sides. With this one, they spent too much time on Seth Rollins, building his character. Cody Rhodes came to Seth Rollins' brand to talk to him about this thing to start things off. That's not the way to do it. And of course, the Vision come over to SmackDown and attack Cody. That's whack. We came here for the words. So deciding to do it that way, and Seth being with Paul Heyman be like, I don't know if this was the right decision. Come on, give me some. Cody, what's going on? Speak to me. Bring up your dad or something. Cody's been way too quiet for us to care. Same thing happened at WrestleMania between Seth, Roman, and CM Punk. Whenever it was whose side is Paul Heyman going to choose, then they full sent too much. Left too many seeds so that whenever Paul Heyman chose Seth Rollins, it meant nothing because you showed us your hand before you played it. You can't do that.
Yeah. What do you think's match of the night for Crown Jewel and flop of the night?
I think knowing me, my in-ring styles, I like things to start and end in the ring. No interference. So for that reason, John Cena versus AJ Styles is going to be the match of the night. Flop of the night. The Rhea Ripley and DL Scott versus Kabuki Warriors. I feel like with that, you know how I was talking about both sides. Need to be equal. The Kabuki Warriors haven't been built up enough for this match to seem like it matters.
Yeah.
And if they do win, of course, talked about them going on a championship, but still, Kairi Sane is, I don't want to say the weak link, but she lacks vision with where she's going. And we can't have that.
You know, I will say that I think match of the night will probably be Roman and Bronson. It'll have it'll be talked about the most. It just will. I agree with you on flop of the night, but if I could pick a second, I'd say Cody and Seth. I think that match will be, that was it. Really? I wanted more and didn't get it because they're putting all their money in this Bronson. The vision will be tied up in that.
That's true.
That's what I see happening this weekend. I do want to ask you a question. You know, this is going to be a shorter pod, but I don't want it to be too short. But this is really the only question I have left in and outside of this. If you got something you want to talk about, we can open it up. But what's more likely to happen, okay? Who's more likely to return to WWE first? Chris Jericho or Shane McMahon?
I'm trying to remember why Shane McMahon left. Was this from
he
him?
Got hurt and just disappeared.
Okay, cool. I think the WWE Universe has no beef with Shane McMahon, truthfully. But if we're talking about next person to return, I got to go Chris Jericho. Because Chris Jericho has so much story potential. His connection with the crowd is undeniable. You can give Chris literally anything. And in front of the WWE Universe, they'll eat it up. The second you put him on
look
screen.
at the list.
Yes, 1,000%. People still talk about that to this day. It was the most goofy gimmick. But say you pulled that clipboard.
In the corner. Yes, bro. James Ellsworth over there, bro, just chilling.
And then
ripped him. That was incredible.
Shane McMahon, you invite him back. It'd be like, oh shoot, that's Shane. Hey, let's go. You got one match? Yeah. All right, see you. That's really what's going to happen if he does come back. He's going to get that legend deal.
Roster.
That veteran deal of one match. Good job. All right, see you. On your way. And that's it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Who's will be the next NXT call up?
I feel like Javon is the easiest play. He really is. Bro, they're already familiar.
Why do they not want Trick Williams to come up?
He's still TNA champion, right?
Yep.
I think they want a bigger splash. They want a bigger splash. So it's continue building up Trick. He's in charge of TNA. I think the time that you bring Trick Williams is once Carmelo Hayes gets his title.
Mhm. Well, what do you feel about, speaking of him, Miz turned on him?
I think it
What are your
happened
thoughts on
too
that?
early.
I agree.
I'm somebody that I want to sit within it. I want them to do small jabs at each other. How Carmelo didn't break up the pin. I want Miz
Yep.
to hesitate. Miz to do the same thing. For him to instantly switch up in front of his hometown, cool. But
Yeah. But you have the extreme with Dom and the Judgment Day, where it should have happened. I mean, Dom pinned Finn Balor for the IC belt, and they're still a partnership.
did
So, who knows? So, be interesting. Crown Jewel this weekend. You got
Very
anything
much.
else you want to chat about real quick?
I mean, you know, I always got something to talk about. Let me go through SmackDown real quick. See if there's anything. Okay. Sami Zayn Open Challenge. They've been knocking it out the park.
Tired of it.
What? Tired of it?
Okay.
What
Hold on. Let me say this.
Okay.
You are right. I'm not going to argue this with you because I agree with you. Banger after banger after banger after banger. This has been the best thing to happen to Sami Zayn.
Okay.
I wanted the reaction, but I agree. It's been good.
You're gonna make me lose it.
But you can't keep doing it. I don't have it in me to argue with you tonight. I'm just being honest with you, okay? It's just this. You got maybe a couple more weeks until you got to quit the open challenge and start a feud, in my opinion.
That is a great perspective. The fact that we're doing this every week, it doesn't lead to anything, and it's pure in-ring ability with no story built to it.
Yep.
That's a good. I like that. About Javon Evans, he needs to change his finisher. That cutter is way too crazy to do every single match. I feel
It's
like
dope
he
though,
needs.
bro.
It looks amazing, it really does, but he needs to save it for special occasions only.
Him and Dragon Lee need to team up. They need to be a tag.
Yeah, right now he's doing this thing with Ray Phoenix. I need to watch
Ray Phoenix.
a little bit more of their matches, but they're a fun duo for sure.
Yep, they are.
Sami Zayn doing the haluva kick now into the Blue Thunder Bomb. Instead the other way around. Also, a change that's pretty welcome. Because the Blue Thunder Bomb always got reactions. And their commentators would always say it like that could be it. Now it does a haluva kick into it. That's an easy way to get a reaction once somebody kicks out. And
It's
I'm
more
excited for it.
powerful as well than the kick. I don't like the kick in its own.
Haluva kick bangs. All right. I went through SmackDown. Nothing too crazy. You still got next week. It's the Street Profits versus the Wyatt Six.
Yep.
Nobody
Yep.
cares. I'm
No one
sorry.
does, bro. No one
Take
cares.
the
You're right.
titles off.
Who cares?
Oh, did you see the?
Here's
go
the thing.
ahead.
Here's the thing real quick. Why is Uncle Howdy still the center of this? He's not. He doesn't have a belt. This doesn't have to revolve around you, bro. Like, go do your own thing and just like be a faction of it. Like the Bloodline has done great with this. When Roman was sending the Usos, like he was like puppeteering these dudes. You could play more into this with Uncle Howdy than you can any other story right now because of the gimmick that it is. It's same as Bray. And then eventually your family's going to turn on you. That's a story right there, bro.
That's the rough. Once again, I love the way you think. The rough thing about it is building up to that point. We talk about the bloodline. Each piece of the bloodline came from somewhere else and then came together in the middle. The Wyatt Six all came together. Even with the Wyatt family, to an extent, it was a weird combination of both. To where they kind of came up together and then through the stories they broke off and became bigger names separately. So breaking the Wyatt Six apart, I feel like right now connected they're the strongest. And if you pull them apart, they fall through. So creating a story within the Six. She's existed, being weird. She's in the corner. Look, that's all she's doing.
She's going to get stale, and the people are going to lose it.
Yeah, I've seen it for a mile away. It happens. Yep. Maxine Dupree versus Becky Lynch.
She got the win.
Realistically, that was great.
That ref counted mega fast though.
Because Becky was yah-yah-yahing at her. earlier in the match. So that's like
Okay.
in-ring storytelling.
Yep.
And the false
Yep.
finishes back and forth, whenever Becky had the tights, whenever Maxine had the tights, or whenever she was pushing up on the ropes, and
Yep.
it's still, that's great. If we're talking about
Nate's not
matches
here to defend his girl.
that all in all don't matter, but were fun to watch, that was, like, I'm looking at the Bleacher Report right now, they gave that match an A. What's this one does Maxine do pre-put up an A match? We need to,
She got
I
it
would
in.
celebrate with the water out.
Yep.
Shout out Maxine. She's gonna get worked in their next match, but we have to celebrate today.
100%.
So that was fun.
What if she wins? What if they put the strap on her?
If
bro?
she wins, Becky Lynch gotta go missing. I'm not gonna lie. Missing until Rumble. That would be a stain. This Bailey stuff, this Bailey Lyra Judgment Day, put inside of a package, put it on Mars. I don't want to see it ever again.
Nope.
At first, it was a cute idea of having Lyra face Roxanne and Raquel. Interesting. But then they kept doing it. And then again and again and
we've
again.
seen this before 5 times later.
And it's
And
weird
now it's
how
the
they
same thing
book
with
them.
Bailey.
Legit. And they don't choose the same winner every time. I think, as of recent, Raquel has consistently won against Lyra. But Lyra versus Roxanne, it's been 50-50 booking. Which is somebody else we haven't talked about. Is Raquel Rodriguez. Of course, I got some favoritism. That's besides the point. She's been being built up for a while. She's been winning matches pretty consistently. So, truthfully speaking, if our provisions don't work out, she could be the next person to challenge Stephanie Vauquer in a match to elevate her reign even more.
They need to put her against Nia Jax.
Yo. We would hear audible snores from the crowd. I don't want that for
Yeah.
Raquel.
No, no one wants it.
I'm loving the stuff that they're doing with the Usos. Usos,
I do
CM Punk, LA Knight. People can call that stuff repetitive. This is what happens whenever we make solid characters and let them
Yep.
fully interact with each other. The way that every person can respect one another, but they ain't gotta like anybody. That's clean.
Here's what I was shocked about. CM Punk running laps around LA Knight on the mic, bro.
Okay,
Ooh.
realistically speaking, I believe there's levels to this.
Dude had him
CM Punk,
stumbling for a little bit.
CM Punk is at the top, the tippity top.
Yep.
LA
Him
Knight,
and Roman. You don't think Roman's at the top? Okay. Okay. I
Roman
can
is,
see how you feel that way.
if it's heel Roman, even then, with Roman, it's how he says the words.
Yeah.
With CM Punk, it's how he says it and what he's saying to the hits just as hard. LA Knight is another how he says it guy. Because of LA Knight's confidence, whenever he speaks, whenever he says words, you're like, yeah, I believe him. Yeah, he's cool or whatever. But LA Knight, you can tell whenever he's in the ring, giving promos to people who are really about that action, he'll get shook a little bit. It'll be a
Yeah.
stumble here and there. And of course, he's LA Knight. He's done enough. He'll recover. But we saw this against The Miz way back whenever they were trying to find out if LA Knight's really good enough to be in this position. And then, of course, we probably find other moments too. But he still looks solid. And he secured the pin in
Yeah.
the main event as well. So I like what they're doing. But I don't know where it ends. Does it end with Jay turning heel? Does it end with Jay
Yes.
really, I want to
Yep.
say, defecting? Because right now, Jay's going off with a beat of his own drama. People are forcing him with Roman. He's claiming not to be with Roman, but actually he is. But
He's going
so,
to turn heel, bro.
and heel
That's the
within
move.
what regard? Is he going to be heel by himself? Is he
The
going to
heel
go back to
ending-
Roman? Is he going to step away from Jay? Oh, so he's going to step away from Jimmy.
It's going to be the wreck everyone and leave type heel, but his character ain't that though. He ain't a big dog. But look what they foreshadow the Roman, him saying like it's family above anyone else. It's you before anyone else. And he's stepping into that. And so that's why I think like Jay's about to turn heel and just like go against like, they're not going to make Jimmy and Jay go against each other. We've seen that. We don't want it anymore.
I'd be down
But
personally because their WrestleMania thing, it had an okay build. They was still been off the jump the shark moment. Oh, I'm about to lose it. Okay,
that's what I feel like when I think of Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso in a match.
whenever they had jumped
Cricket.
the shark in that SummerSlam match, it had Jey Uso be the person to ruin Jay's chances of being Roman. At that point, everybody stopped paying attention. They were like, all right, you've gone too far. All right, this story has been played out. They've given Jay time to build and be on his own. All they need to do is just give Jimmy his turn. Because Jimmy right now is being the happy-go-lucky, go-with-the-flow type guy. Once we find out Jimmy's motivations, what Jimmy truly wants, have him really go off on Jay one time. Have him go back and forth on the mic one time, and I guarantee people will care. And with the way that the pay-per-views are set, this doesn't have to be WrestleMania. It doesn't. We got Survivor Series, Sunday Night Main Event. We have enough pay-per-views now to where if we want to make a quick build like they love doing and throw a match down, throw a match down. Let's see something. If Jay wins, he can do whatever he wants. If Jimmy wins, Jay stays inside of a tag team. Or something to that effect. It's simple. It's simple.
Nobody wants it.
It's not the fact that nobody. We're just hurt from that match. That match was terrible.
We are.
The WrestleMania match was terrible. It was.
Bro,
but they
here's
evolved.
the thing. The crowd that night, dead silent. I'm being so honest with you, bro.
I completely agree.
Like, me and Melvin were there. You could literally, all you could hear was the wind blowing through the stadium. I'm being so honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
It was crickets. But
that's always so heartbreaking as well.
Yep.
Being at a live event and realizing nobody cares about this match.
Yeah.
No like, I never knew the ring could make those noises.
Yeah.
The ropes make noise if you bounce off of them. Stuff like that. Nah, that as a wrestler, break me.
Well, you got anything else?
I think we're good. Broke down Raw, broke down SmackDown.
Straight to the point. Yep.
Indeed.
The next episode, hopefully, we're joined by the rest of the team. If not, then
it's gonna be a thick one too.
Yep. It'll be a good one. But I'll sign us off. Thank y'all so much for joining in, me and Rococo steering the ship tonight. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, subscribe, share, comment. It helps us. Shout out. We got over 100 subscribers now on YouTube. Don't despise small beginnings. Nice. If you're on Spotify, like it, rate us a 5-star. Anything that you do helps us, and we want to see this thing grow. We promise you. Once again, this is Midcard Mafia. We are signing out until next time. Peace.